Greetings, my name's Devin Derrick. Today I will be telling you about Sound and Sense, an introduction to poetry by Thomas Arp. Buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Ah ha ha. In Chapter 9 of Sound and Sense, the author uses the poem Little Jack Horner to convey the message of the chapter. I will now read Little Jack Horner. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner, eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum, and said, "What a good boy am I." The point of this poem and the chapter is to explain how the meaning of something should be incorporated naturally into the story itself, not just forced in. The reason Star Wars is such a beloved film is that it conveys the theme of rebellion and the feelings of wonder and excitement through the events of the film. The reason that the recent Rogue One was so garbage is that it did not do this. The theme of rebellion was not brought up naturally, but was instead forced in with what is possibly one of the funniest scenes in film history.
What chance do we have? The question is, what choice? Run, hide, plead for mercy, scatter your forces. You give way to an enemy this evil with this much power, and you condemn the galaxy to an eternity of submission.
The chapter also goes over how a poem should be able to be enjoyed by anyone, regardless of the meaning. If you disagree with a work of art, you should still be able to enjoy the art itself and appreciate the meaning. After all, the meaning of art is the experience it gives the viewer, or reader, or listener, or whatever. Anyways, I'm done with this chapter. There's only so many ways you can say that the theme of a work of art should be brought up naturally in it, and I think I've exhausted them all. I think this train wreck needs to move along to the next subject. Now we will be talking about Musée des Beaux-Arts, Musée des Beaux-Arts. When translated, it means Museum of the Fine Arts. I will be using the English translation from now on. This poem is by W.H. Auden. A reading of the poem, which I did not rip off of YouTube, will now play.
Musée des Beaux-Arts by W.H. Auden. About suffering, they were never wrong, the old masters. How well they understood its human position, how it takes place while someone else is eating or opening a window or just walking dully along. How, when the aged are reverently, passionately waiting for the miraculous birth, there always must be children who did not specially want it to happen, skating on a pond at the edge of the wood. They never forgot that even the dreadful martyrdom must run its course. Anyhow, in a corner, some untidy spot, where the dogs go on with their doggy life, and the torturer's horse scratches its innocent behind on a tree. In Bruegel's Icarus, for instance, how everything turns away, quite leisurely from the disaster. The ploughman may have heard the splash, the forsaken cry, but for him it was not an important failure. The sun shone, as it had to, on the white legs disappearing into the green water, and the expensive, delicate ship that must have seen something amazing, a boy falling out of the sky, had somewhere to get to, and sailed calmly on.
The poem Museum of the Fine Arts describes the painting of the Fall of Icarus, which can be found in the Royal Museum of the Fine Art in Belgium. As Icarus plummets into the ocean, neither the shepherd nor the fisherman look at him or seem to care in the slightest. Auden uses this to display how the world looks away from disasters, like Chernobyl or Ghostbusters.
Let me tell you something. Bustin' makes me feel good.
and continues on with their jobs in a hospital or in a garbage boat. In Auden's eyes, the world is dark, uncaring, and nihilistic. Depressing, like Ghostbusters. But Auden is
Wrong.
The world is great. It's filled with great stuff like ABBA and Alex Jones.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
And clowns. To quote Ernest Hemingway, the world is a fine place and worth fighting for. Anyways, I'm done. It's over. I'm finished. Follow me on Twitter at Devin Derrick. Goodbye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.